Oh, well, I guess it's okay. I beat that camera up before time ran out, so I guess the entire battle was in part 119, so I guess I should stop talking about it now. And yet another piece of news that I find rather interesting, and at the same time I don't really like it, is that we're going to be starting over at Route 1 in issue. Remember a few videos ago when I said there was no definite proof that issue was that far away? Well, now there is. They're starting over at Route 1, unless they're trying to make us forget that Kanto and Johto ever existed because they're the worst regions. Cue the nostalgia drones, they're going to yell at me for saying that! But, yeah, that's probably all the proof I need. And yeah, they're restarting at Route 1, which will no doubt spawn some confusion at some point, even though it's going to be rather clear when we're talking about Route 1 in issue and Route 1 in Kanto. But still, it would now, whenever there is going to be a potential source of confusion, we're going to have to say Route 1 in issue, or no, Route 1 in Kanto. It's like, have you ever heard anyone refer to Sonic 2006 by its actual title, Sonic the Hedgehog? Well, obviously not, because Sonic 2006 doesn't hold a candle to the Genesis game or even the Game Gear game of the same name. Leave it to Sega to make 3 games with the exact same title. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Someone's been watching me intently. Was it you? No! It was that old lady over there! It's like, remember on Route 125, that guy who was saying there was someone who threw garbage into the sea? Oron, his name was? Well, why does that guy not notice that it's an old lady who's glaring at her and not me? Owen is full of morons. This is giving me a freaking headache. No, not literally. Thank you very much. When I have a headache, it's a freaking migraine and I'm nearly paralyzed. So, I would rather not think about headaches right now. Thank you very much. So, this is the last Pokemon I'm going to beat on that little island. So, let me just check the map. Okay, now all I gotta do is sail due to the west from here, and I should end up down, all the way down to the south. I can't shake this feeling that someone's watching me. Dude, she's 2 steps away from you, you freaking dumbass! So not only are you stupid, but you're blind? Alright, so anyway, let's move on to this next island, and no! This wasn't what I wanted to do! Oh, where am I gonna end up? Oh yeah, I'm gonna end up there, but still, that's a big mistake. I thought I was going to end up down south, but instead I was washed up north. So, this island here was supposed to be the final destination of my second trip of 5, but I guess I'm going to do the second trip first, and the first trip second. So immediately after I'm done with this island, I'm going to fly back to Pacific Log for the first of many, many times. But back to Black and White, they're going to introduce something that I think they should have thought of way sooner than Generation 5, and that is version-exclusive dungeons, the Black Forest and the White City. And as I just said, I wonder why it took 14 years for them to think of that. I think Magnitude against the Skarmory? Are you kidding me? I mean, you self-destruct or something. At least it does something. Not freaking Magnitude. But yeah, it's something that people should have thought of way sooner than that. Like Generation 1, it probably should have been in every Pokemon game. Instead, we're getting it 14 years after its inception. Well, at least now people won't say that Black and White brought nothing to the table. So, I guess there. I have nothing more to say on the matter. Oh yeah, there is one more thing to say, and that's that apparently Gochiruzeru and Rankurusu will be in this place as version exclusives in version exclusive dungeons. Of course, because if you gotta have version exclusive dungeons, then you gotta have version exclusives inside those dungeons. So now I'm going to fly back to Pacific Log, and I'm going to try and get it right this time, because I really messed up bad. And I'm also going to put my Lotic as my lead, since now I'm not only fighting water types anymore, which completely wall my Lotic, so I'm going to put it as my lead, and because the reason for that is because it's trailing in terms of levels, and while it's the same level as Regice, at least, Regice will have many more opportunities to catch up, whereas my Lotic will have it a wee bit harder. So that's why I'm going with Milotic as my lead for the time being. So let's try this again without fucking it up, please. Oh yeah, random battle. Oh yeah, by the way, Koromori's a psychic flying, which is certainly a better choice for typing than dark flying, since it's already been done by Honchkrow. And while Honchkrow is not the best Pokemon out there, it's still leagues above Xatu. Xatu just plain sucks. I'm sorry for its fans, but it's just not that strong. And Koromori seems to be a defensive Pokemon, judging by the few screenshots that we saw. So then that means that Ice Flying would have been a very bad choice, because that was another rumor based entirely on Koromori's color. And am I going to get it this time? Yeah, that was where I was supposed to end up. Oh yeah, Swimmers, just as I put my Lotic as my lead. Oh well. Yes, this is going to be Regice's time to shine then. So I'm just gonna... Oh! Yeah, I remember I beat that girl already when I was going for the Reggie, but not the guy though. So, as I was saying, there was a rumor that it would be Ice Flying because of its color, but obviously that isn't going to be the case, and I'm glad for that, because as I said, Koromori seems to be like a more defensive guy, since if you check that screenshot, it has way more HP than Tsutaja does, and the thing is, Ice Flying really doesn't work as a defensive typing. If Articuno, of all things, can't do it right, what hope does a non-legendary have? None! So I think those two were the only ones in that area. So, yeah, I gotta go straight to the west, and I'm going to end up on an island. Is there anyone on this island? Doesn't look like it. It's completely empty! Yeah, wonderful. So now I gotta carry on to the west, according to my notes, and I'm going to end up in this island, which, if you continue straight to the left of where I was, you end up at the Reggies, but you have to go all the way up to go where I'm about to show you. All the way up, no kidding. So, okay, now I gotta go... Oh yeah, this is there on the map, I gotta go down, and I end up here. Great. So now, oh yeah, random battle, but as I was about to say, it's a mandatory double battle. Well, not mandatory as in I'm forced to fight it to move on with the game, since it's completely optional, but I can't fight those two trainers in singles. I am forced to jump on the island between the two and fight them in doubles. Oh well, it's not the end of the world, I can deal with that, but I'm not going to deal with that today. Bye!